The name's Higgs.
The Higgs boson is a major component of particle physics theory and would become referred to as the ultimate particle of sorts. It's also where Higgs Monaghan, the so-called central antagonist of Death Stranding, played by Troy Baker, gets his name. However, in the ultimate irony, his villainous role is about as tenuous as the very nickname of the Higgs boson. Higgs is the leader of the Homo Demens, a separatist organization involved in terrorist attacks against the United States of America's government. He first reveals himself during Sam's emergency corpse disposal job in central Knot City, wordlessly gesturing towards a large BT before disappearing. In reality, it was the Homo Demens that deposited the corpse to trigger a Voidout and the city's destruction, mainly as a means to kill Sam. When the latter is tasked with venturing west to reconnect the country and rescue Amelie's expedition, Higgs and the Homo Demens are revealed to be her kidnappers.
Bloodied but unbowed. What's that? Bridget Strand is dead. America's last president dead and burned.
He'd be fully introduced in Port Knot City, revealing key details about Amelie, how dooms isn't her thing, but annihilation on a worldwide scale as an extinction entity most definitely is. After taunting Fragile and promising to take care of Amelie, he manifests a giant BT to fight Sam and leaves. This is only a modicum of the abilities that Higgs possesses. He can manipulate timefall, even escaping its effects, control tar to a massive extent. He was the one responsible for the tar belt surrounding Edge Knot City, where Amelie is held captive, so to speak, use chiralium to create just about anything, and even levitate. However, in the very beginning, he was just a fellow doom sufferer like Sam and Fragile. Higgs grew up without parents in a shelter, knowing nothing of the outside world. After enduring beatings from his uncle, Higgs would kill him and gain his connection to the world of the dead, aka dooms, by leaving the corpse outside with BTs nearing it. A void out from the necrotized body would have occurred, thus leveling the location, but Higgs somehow got away. Eventually, he would become a porter, transporting goods and gaining a strong reputation while also learning more about dooms. He would eventually travel west and meet Coffin, the head of a delivery organization. However, she was also responsible for various attacks against the UCA and Bridges, as she rebelled against their use of bridge babies. As Higgs began to hone dooms and use it to help guide Coffin's group past the detection of BTs, Coffin would provide him with military training. Despite seemingly finding a new family at last, it would all come crashing down, with many of its members slain by the UCA after raiding a BB facility, which the government subsequently destroyed, using the incident as propaganda. Higgs returns to his life as a porter, essentially going into hiding. However, Coffin wanted him to help the BBs taken by the UCA and aid Coffin's daughter, revealed to be, you guessed it, Fragile. Although being a porter was something he enjoyed, Higgs discovered that his ability to detect BTs was wavering after failing to save a colleague. He would eventually meet Fragile, who was in charge of Fragile Express, and help expand its network. Or so the latter thought. Unfortunately, his fate is irrevocably altered upon meeting Amelie, the extinction entity. She would reveal everything about the Death Stranding and her plan for triggering the Last Stranding, bringing a swift and permanent end to all living things rather than having them endure constant cycles of extinction. While the demons already existed as a terrorist cell, one opposed to the expedition led by Amelie that extended towards the westernmost edge of the country, it was Higgs that ultimately united them. On top of serving as their figurehead, despite truly serving Amelie, he would use Fragile Express to facilitate their terrorist attacks. This resulted in the destruction of Middle Knot City via a thermonuclear bomb. While Fragile managed to stop South Knot City from total annihilation, Higgs would use the opportunity to present a twisted dilemma, ending with her body aging as she ran through the timefall to dispose of a bomb. Amelie's role as an extinction entity is the ultimate source of Higgs' powers, and while serving her brought about happiness, in his own twisted mind, he was jealous of her connection with Sam. Thus began the plot to destroy Central Knot City and the confrontation with Sam in Port Knot City, though he wouldn't stop there. He would re-emerge in Lake Knot City as a Bridges operative named Peter Englert, dropping off a package revealed to be a bomb, which Sam disposes of with Fragile's help. While Sam transports Mama to Mountain Knot City, Higgs appears with another powerful BT to harass him. They would eventually battle it out in Edge Knot City, with Sam fighting against a massive BT controlled by Higgs, with Amelie trapped inside. The latter is eventually defeated, but shoots Sam and his BB's pod before retreating with Amelie in tow to her beach. When Sam arrives at the beach, he spots Higgs kneeling before Amelie. Upon noticing Sam, he resumes his manipulation of Amelie, and the two engage in an out-and-out brawl.
How about one of the days?
While Sam goes to rescue his adoptive sister, Fragile arrives, somberly telling Higgs that he'll be the one to break. When the latter motions to Amelie, telling her to give him her power, she only stares unresponsive, indicating that their alliance is over. After once again bragging about the significance of the Higgs particle, Fragile punches him.
Honey, you ain't nothing but damaged goods.
You are damaged goods.
Higgs is subsequently left on the beach with no way out. The other option that Fragile provided wasn't very appealing. Painting himself as and acting like the main villain, Higgs ultimately inflated his own ego. As some pointed out, much of his life revolved around finding people that he could follow and even a place to belong in the world that he came to appreciate outside of the shelter. Amelie's influence would twist that, however, with the plan for the Last Stranding feeding into his sense of self-importance. That doesn't quite explain why he went around licking people, but on the totem pole of strange things in Death Stranding, it really hardly ranks near the top. Of course, as we know now, Higgs isn't stranded on the beach anymore. He shows up in Death Stranding 2 on the beach, donning clown-like makeup and carrying a BB pod with tentacles inside it. Some view his appearance as inspired by Amelie. The running makeup seemingly resembles her tears of blood at one point in the first game. The hairstyle also bears some resemblance. His motives aren't entirely clear, but he calls Sam brother, wields an electric guitar as a weapon when he's not playing a sick riff, and is seemingly on bad terms with the mysterious new Red Samurai. Just in case you thought Higgs wasn't keeping busy in the many months since the first game. Whatever his role may be in the story, director Hideo Kojima promises that he's 100 times better than Death Stranding 1. He also apologized beforehand, saying that some moments are so ridiculous that players will probably throw the controller. We honestly wouldn't have it any other way when Death Stranding 2 on the beach launches on June 26th for PS5. Hey, did you know that we at GamingBolt upload new videos every day? Stick around, drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And let us know what kind of content you'd like to see in the future with a comment below.